some people are still stuck in the matrix and they don't want to be unplugged. Gen X has this superhero mindset about work. They feel like the business is going to shut down, and by them coming to work will save the business. See, right now, y'all, I got a serious problem, and I want to discuss it with you all. I want to talk about why people are sick at work. And let's talk about why people have this mindset, even though they have been seeing in the world, in the news, thousands of people are losing their jobs. And they see loyalty is not the same like it was 20 and 30 years ago. They see how 92,000 people are without work. The mindset has not changed. And here's the problem, y'all. There's people at my job. 2 have the flu and 1 has pneumonia. They walking around with their mask on. And the reason why I know that they're sick is because they told me out of their mouth that they are sick. They went to the doctor and got a diagnosis. The doctor told them to stay at home, but they decided to come in anyway. Now, here's the problem. I work in a cubicle, and you all don't know how much anxiety I have from that. Being sick, having your immune system compromised, having to listen to somebody cough and sneeze all day long. And you just feel like you're in a cage because there's no barriers. We're all breathing in the same air. And I'm going to tell y'all, I really have empathy for a lot of people that work these jobs because a lot of people sacrifice their sick time and their PTO because you don't accrue a lot of it and you want to use it when you really need to. And if you're a parent, a lot of times we put the children's needs before our own because sometimes our children get sick and we take off our PTO and sick time and take them to the doctor. And then I understand, a lot of people are working on these skeleton crews. And they feel like they're helping their coworkers by coming in because they don't want people's work to build up on them. They don't want to come back to a lot of work and they don't want to put a lot of pressure on their coworkers. I have sympathy for people in those circumstances. But what I do have a problem with is people who don't have no children. They're in a place where they have sufficient amount of PTO and sick time. Their children are grown, but they still, in their mind, feel like they have to come to work and spread this illness around to everybody else at work. That's the part that gets me. That's conditioning of the mind. These people just want to be stuck in the matrix. For some reason, they still put the job before their own safety. I don't understand that. Y'all help me in the comments because I just don't understand that type of mindset. Now, I grew up in a time where I would see my parents go to work and sometimes they would be sick. My daddy, he worked in a steel plant and my mother, she worked in a factory. And they did not get a whole lot of PTO time and sick time. And sometimes they would have to use their time to take me and my sister to the doctor. That's what parents do. So I understand that. I've seen some harsh things happen growing up. And I'm going to let you all in for a minute. I remember one time my mom got injured on the job. I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick. My mom, she worked at this factory with a lot of machines. And they packed snacks. So she was trained on all of these machines. And one day, one of her coworkers forgot to put the safety on the machine. And so she was doing her normal packing and a part of the machine came down on her arm. But instead of the machine stopping, it just kept chopping and going into her skin, just chopping into her arm. But if that safety would have been on, it would have stopped, it would have released. But because her coworker forgot to put the safety on. It caused her to be injured. And of course, she had to go to the emergency room. She had to get surgery. And she tried to fight it. She tried to get compensation. But you all know these jobs cover themselves very well. So she had to come back to work injured. And you know what they did for her? They put her on light duty for a while. And they expected her to still do her job. And what I'm trying to say is, these jobs don't care what happens to you because they have a quota to meet. They are going to put themselves first. So why don't we put ourselves first? Why do we feel like we have to save the day? Now, I love the movie The Matrix. The Matrix says a lot of things. He said a lot of people are still plugged up into the matrix and they don't want to be unplugged. Even though they can feel there's something different, there's something that they haven't experienced, but they continue to go about their routine because it makes them feel safe. Some people have been fully conditioned by this world. And even though this world is changing and evolving and shifting into something else, some people are still stuck in the matrix and they don't want to be unplugged. Now, this really bothers me that people will put other people at risk. You know you got an infection, but you still bringing it up into the office. Your kids have gone off to school. You don't have any grandkids, no responsibility, but you still need to come in and compromise my immune system. It's just not fair. I don't like it. The anxiety that I feel, y'all. But y'all let me know, have you all ever been at work and one of your coworkers brought you an illness? Because I know I'm not the only one who goes through this. Every year, it's the same thing over and over again. People compromising your immune system. And some people have some very delicate immune systems. They get sick and they have to go to the hospital. People don't think about that. How y'all like my little baby shade right here? I keep this up because I don't want to be distracted. Because I do suffer with some form of anxiety because I'm always on the go. I'm always working. I never have privacy and time to myself. I work full time. I drive 130 miles a day. On Sundays, I'm a musician for my church, so I have to be there every Sunday, going to leadership meetings. I'm always busy. So this is like my little security to keep me from having to be distracted and dealing with other people's energy. Sometimes you just don't want people looking in and absorbing your energy. So that's why I got this baby shade. And one of you all suggested that I get a baby shade. Somebody else suggested that I get my windows tinted. Now that's a whole lot of money. I ain't trying to do that right now. I'm on a budget. We just having a conversation today. I just want to know how many people have ever went to work and their coworker gave them an illness. Put it in the comments for me. And look, I want to thank everybody for supporting this channel and commenting and dropping those eyeglasses in the comments when you see what I see. I appreciate you all so much for that. Y'all just don't understand how much it means to have people to support you. I know I don't have all the fancy and flashy things, and I may not have all the subscribers like other big YouTubers, but I love my community and I just appreciate you all. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree with me all the time, and that's fine. But I just want to thank everybody who has been with me on this journey. But that's all, you guys. I gotta go. I look forward to talking to you all in the comments.